Hey, don't adjust your sets out there. Hello and welcome to Friday Night Football here on News 12 New Jersey on this Halloween weekend. Hope you had a better luck carving your pumpkin than I did. I'm Bryan DeNovellis, and let's welcome the cheerleaders from St. John Vianney. They are here, and girls, glad to have you here. Glad to have you here as well tonight. Let's get things rolling with our game of the week, 7-0 Summit. Visiting 7-0 Cranford. Summit snuck past Cranford last year, 17-13. The Cougars looking for a little payback tonight in Cranford. That's where George Falkowski is standing by. Georgie, take it away.
Hey, Brian, you know, I believe this is our first ever Game of the Week trip to Cranford, New Jersey, and it's a great field, great facility. Big crowd tonight. Big rivalry brewing here between Cranford and Summit. How did it go? Let's go to the highlights. Pick this game up second quarter, a 7-7 ball game. Summit quarterback Ryan Bringawat brought down by a wave of Cranford Cougars. And on offense, the home team trying to get it going. Quarterback Reggie Green to Ryan Williamson. And he's got some positive yardage until, boom! Who hit him? Seth Ryan did. That's Rex Ryan's son. Turnover. Turns out well for Summit. A.J. Iarusi from 15 yards out. He gets past the official and into the end zone. Touchdown, 14-7. And right before halftime, Mike Badgley connects from 37 yards out. It's up, it's good. It's 17-7 Hilltoppers at halftime. Hey, Rex Ryan is at the game with Mrs. Ryan wearing his Summit Hilltopper sweatshirt. Very nice, coach. Way to work. And he watches the Summit Hilltoppers pad that lead. Iarusi again, direct snap. He's in easily, 24-7. Cranford reaches into the bag of tricks to get back in this game on the punt. Whoa, they snap it to the up back. J.P. Cristiano, he's around the left end, slips a tackle, gone for the touchdown. It's a 10-point game, 24-14. But too much Summit tonight. Badgley again. This time you'll see all kinds of misdirection, and when we find him, it's too late for Cranford. It's Badgley down the sideline, 55 yards, 52-21 the final. Summit with a huge win tonight.
All right. Hey, that was coming here with a championship effort and a championship attitude. That's outstanding. We competed against a very well-coached, a very physical team, and we did a great job. You played Hilltopper championship football. Let's keep the momentum going, and let's enjoy this. Let's have a heck of a lot of fun for the rest of the season.
And Cranford is a great team. You know, they play really physical, and you know, well, the past 3 years, Coach Roberto has done an amazing job here at Summit. And Cranford's definitely an up-and-coming program. They're going to be really good, and they're going to wreak some havoc in the playoffs.
I mean, they were a great team. You know, we played them the last 3 years. It's been a close, difficult game each and every year. You know, we came to this game, came to practice this week, knowing, you know, this has to be our best game we've put together yet so far. And, you know, coming out here today, you know, felt great, and I felt like we put together one of our best games we've played this year.
We've been looking forward to this game all season pretty much. We knew that they were going to be our toughest opponent, and we knew we'd be facing them for conference champs, and we're just glad we came out with the win.
Quite a game here in Cranford tonight, Brian, and just up the road, Roselle Park hosting New Providence. First year without head coach Frank Patone, but they're doing just fine. And before the game, our camera goes out for the coin toss. For the first time in Friday Night Football history, our cameraman, Ryan Beckman, invited to join the festivities. Check it out.
We'll give you a little shit. It's all you. Put your hand in here. Hey, see you other out there? Get up, blow the whistle. Hustle on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hustle!
Roselle Park looking to get on the board first against New Providence, and on the back of Juan Carmona, they will. 27-yard run, tackle the man, not the football. He's got a first down to the New Providence 40-yard line. Quarterback Bobby Vale on a 4th and 4 from the New Providence 35. He finds Zach Fohuri for a first down. Nice catch, ball underthrown, but he's got it. Leads to this 27-yard field goal by Frank Schneeberger. And Roselle Park's got a 3-0 lead. New Providence will give the ball to their big guy, Dave Barletta. Here he runs for first down yardage. Nice effort there. They don't score on that drive, but on defense, they do. Vale gets pressured, throws, and it's Barletta picking the ball off. 37 yards for the touchdown point. Good. That made it 7-3 New Providence. Pioneers win it 20-3. And Brian, I think what we learned tonight is that Ryan Beckman cannot join the officials and shoot highlights at the same time. Good win for New Providence. Great win for Summit. Let's get it back to you.
Tell him to stretch those arms a little bit, George. He can reach in next time. All right, nice job out there in Cranford. All right, let's head over to Carteret now. And some of the coaches and fans in Carteret have told us over the past couple of weeks we need to show the Ramblers some love. They're undefeated and fighting for the top spot in Central Jersey Group 2. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as I got to the ticket booth, I was greeted by Mrs. Dunn, an English teacher at Carteret High.
I sell tickets every Friday. I rush home to see News 12, and I never see Carteret highlights on the Friday night show.
But tonight,
I'm going to see the highlights.
Yes, you are, Mrs. Dunn. The Ramblers hosting South Plainfield. First possession for Carteret. It's Gerard Johnson on the sweep. Johnson goes down the sideline, and he can fly. Gerard Johnson puts on the brakes at the 20, slips a tackle. He's brought down at the 6. Then, 2 plays later, Johnson gets it over the plane for a touchdown. 7-0 Carteret. But back came South Plainfield. Quarterback Brendan Wilson on the play action. In stride to Matt Valencia. He is gone. 43 yards, extra point, no good. 7-6 Carteret. But the Ramblers came right back. Johnson gets the call. Look at the hole. 10-yard touchdown. Carteret wins 56-20. They improved to 8-0 for the first time since '98. Now, before we take our first break, I just want to say hi to my new friend in Carteret, Joanne. Joanne's grandson, Dan Sanfilippo, is a running back and linebacker for the Ramblers. Joanne, it was a pleasure meeting you tonight, and we're back with more highlights on Friday Night Football.
In 2011, that once again, SJV. Go fight win! Go fight win! Go fight win! Here we go, Brian! Here we go! Here we go, Brian! Here we go!
My favorite cheer of the night right there. What could be better than that?
Here we go!
I love it. Thank you to St. John Vianney Cheerleaders, and thank you for watching Friday Night Football on this Halloween weekend. All right, when he was offensive coordinator at Don Bosco Prep, Nunzio Campanile matched wits with Rich Hansen in St. Peter's Prep on a yearly basis. But tonight was a different matchup at Caven Point, because now Campanile's the head coach of Bergen Catholic. Campanile guiding the 3rd-ranked team in the state according to our top 12 poll. Bergen fans in the house. St. Peter's led 10-7 at the half, but trouble here in the 3rd. Brandon Napoleon fumbles. The Crusaders recover at the Prep 34. One of 3 turnovers by St. Peter's in the 2nd half, and it was costly. Jonathan Germano to Garrett Dickerson. He finds the end zone, 14-10 BC. Later, Germano with a little fake and a jump pass. Look at that. Parker Tabaya for the touchdown. 21-10 Bergen Catholic. They beat St. Peter's 27-18. Over in Union City, there was a reunion before the Union City North Bergen game. About 200 former players from Emerson and Union Hill got together. The 2 schools merged to become Union City 3 years ago. North Bergen's first possession. There's a fumble. It's picked up by Jason Perozzo. He returns it for a touchdown. Union City edges North Bergen 14-12. Well, there are few rivalries in New Jersey better than Wayne Hills and Ramapo. No matter the records, you know the players and coaches from both teams have the dates circled on their calendars. It was a doozy tonight. Here's Chris Jacobs with the highlights.
It was a hot ticket. Wayne Hills, the defending North 1 Group 3 champs, looking for their 8th straight win. The Raiders had other ideas. First quarter, Ryan Doherty, the nice play fake, then airs it out for Doug Norkett, a 56-yard touchdown. Ramapo led it 7-zip, but Wayne Hills made a great second-half comeback. They won the game 31-24. So Wayne Hills stays undefeated at 8-0. Now in our next game, West Milford trying to end a 3-game losing streak as they face Wayne Valley. Highlanders coming in at 2-5, Indians start play at 3-4. Wayne Valley's defense standing tall. Highlander quarterback Tyler Maurer rolling out, but he's sacked by Frank Law. Wayne Valley trying to score through the air, but the pass just out of reach. West Milford snaps their losing streak 26-20 over Wayne Valley. Now to Essex County, the 4-3 Caldwell Chiefs battling the 6-1 Cedar Grove Panthers. Caldwell using the air attack. Sonny Puzo moving the team right down the sidelines. Then Puzo another throw, completion over the middle, big yards again. That set up this 35-yard field goal. Caldwell blanks Cedar Grove 24-0. Chris Jacobs, Friday Night Football.
All right, Chris, on to Passaic County. The MSG Varsity Game of the Week featured Lakeland and DePaul on Channel 14 on your IO. Let's go to Wanacue. Mrs. DeSimone was brought out for the coin toss tonight. Her son played football at Lakeland. He was one of 3 Lakeland alums who died in 9/11. To the game, and this was all Spartans. DePaul on the attack. The handoff goes to Joe Marino, and Joe Marino over the left side, and look at the blocks. There he goes, 190 pounds to the end zone, 40. And they are the cheerleaders from St. John Vianney. We are back on Friday Night Football. It's that time of the season. Teams are jockeying for playoff positions. They're also playing to get into the playoffs. 7-0 Cresco gunning for the top seed in North 1 Group 1. 5-2 Beckton enter the night on the outside, looking in North 2 Group 1. They needed a win. Here's Harry Chickma from Bergen County.
We begin with one of the most heavily contested matchups of the evening. Beckton entering the night at 5-2, taking on undefeated Cresskill. Beckton was on fire. Frank Feraldi hustles here for 20 yards. He also had a touchdown on the evening. What an effort. And Brian Laughlin was also a driving force on the ground. He scored 2 touchdowns tonight as Beckton wins 21-0. An impressive shutout victory for their 6th win of the year. Moving to Hasbrook Heights, they were 4-3 entering the night, taking on 5-2 Secaucus. The Patriots also very strong offensively on a mission. Anthony Seidel hustling up the gut for 8 yards here. He didn't want to fall to the ground. And then in the 4th quarter, down during this play until Seidel hustles past the goal line for a touchdown and a 2-point lead for Heights. That's all they needed as they go on to win 25-18 the final. They are now 5-3 on the year. And Lyndhurst, the Golden Bears, at 6-1 going into this contest against 0-6 Manchester. The Falcons trying to make a case early on with some defense. Fernando Arcasi makes a strong tackle 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but it's not enough. Dan Kasak connects with Dan Nara for the impressive touchdown. He is gone, count it, for the score. Lyndhurst prevails 41-6. The home victory gives them a 7-1 record. For Friday Night Football, I'm Harry Chickma.
All right, Harry, the Bears roll in Bergen County. Well, after suffering their first loss of the season to Seton Hall Prep last Saturday, Livingston was looking to bounce back with a win tonight. Easier said than done. The Lancers had to tackle 7-0 West Essex, a team trying to lock up the top spot in North 1 Group 2. Here's Tasso Stefanidis with more.
West Essex cheerleaders have had a lot to cheer about this season. Tonight's, though, with a big test tonight. It's tied at 7 late in the first half when Stephen O'Neill runs it in from the 2-yard line. West Essex takes a 14-7 lead at the half. Second half, West Essex on the Livingston 40. Paul Haramis, a little screen pass to O'Neill. He's got room to run. 40 yards of green turf to the end zone, and West Essex starts to pull away. Next drive for the Knights. Haramis launches it to the far side to Tom Philippow. A 65-yard strike and the touchdown. The route is on. Later, the Knights will give it once again to Stephen O'Neill. He'll go around the far side, 53 yards to the end zone for the score. West Essex goes to 8-0. They roll 34-7. We'll head down to Millburn. The Millers hosting Westside. The Millers give it to number 2, Alex Shane. He'll sweep around the far side, good for a 30-yard gain. The drive would stall in the red zone, but the Millers' Gabe Greenberg hits a 32-yard field goal, and Millburn rolls 32-6. At Hanover Park, the Hornets hosting Chatham. Hornets quarterback Jimmy Civalella hits Steve Colinello. He'll get a nice gain down the far sideline, picking up the first down. And a few plays later, Civalella looking for Brandon Infantes. It'll go off Brandon's hands, but Brandon's able to tip it back to himself for another Hornet first down. Later, the Hornets are looking for number 4, Anthony Basilino. We're looking for him too. There he is for the touchdown, but that's all the Hornets got as Chatham wins 21-7. Tasso Stefanidis, Friday Night Football.
All right, Tasso, thank you. Well, throughout the season, we're looking back on 15 years of Friday Night Football. We're going to hear from some of the best alums that we've ever covered here on Friday nights over the past 15 years. Tonight, we look back on Mike Teel, former Rutgers quarterback as well, and Don Bosco star.
It's the absolute best. I mean, I've gotten the opportunity of playing some huge college football games, been there for the NFL stuff. There's just something special about playing high school football with your friends, these kids that you're growing up with. I think the biggest thing is you go into high school as a young kid, 12, 13, 14, and you leave high school as a young man. And the kids who you grow with and the coaches who coach you teach you how to be a man and kind of sets you and prepares you up for college. And it's just something special about it. I get chills thinking about it.
And Mike looking good there. He is the quarterbacks coach at Kane University this year. Still to come, we've got highlights between Immaculata and Elizabeth right after this.
A-T-T-A-C-K, Lancers attack! A-T-T-A-C-K, Lancers attack! A-T-T-A-C-K, Lancers attack! A-T-T-A-C-K, Lancers.
Good job, girls. Good job. They are the cheerleaders from St. John Vianney. Welcome back to Friday Night Football here. What a clash we had in Somerset County tonight between two of the top 10 teams in the Mid-State 39 Conference. 6-1 Elizabeth visiting 8th ranked and undefeated Immaculata. Here's Dave Grunebaum with the highlights.
Immaculata's Pierce Brownheim at the helm for 4 decades. He's got another strong squad this year. Third quarter, quarterback Antonio Natali finds Wade Baldwin for a 20-yard completion. Just a couple plays later, he connects with Terrence Hunter for the touchdown. Immaculata up 16-7. But Elizabeth would answer back on the very next drive. Philip Walker keeps it, zigs and zags his way up the middle to score. We've got a ball game, but the extra point never gets off the ground here. No good. Immaculata gets 247 yards from Kellen Sperduto. The Spartans stay undefeated with a 24-13 win. 4th and 6 for Plainfield at the Watchung Hills 11, but the Warriors stop them in the red zone. Here, Tommy Giamo gunning it for Mark LaDrapper, but Khalik Harris, he will pick this one off for Plainfield, but Watchung Hills gets their first win with a 12-7 victory. Bridgewater Raritan hosting Ridge. Bridgewater's Julian Dorsey up the middle, breaking tackles, keeps pushing. This kid is a player. Same drive, quarterback Ray Mastriani out of the shotgun, keeps it up the middle. Bridgewater Raritan on the board first, but Ridge answers back. J.D. Moore keeps it up the middle. That cuts the lead to 7-6. You think Ridge would play conservative? No! They go for the 2-point conversion and get it on this scramble by Michael Hills, but Bridgewater Raritan goes on to win 25-14. This is Dave Grunebaum for Friday Night Football.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Let's hit the scoreboard. Number 1, Don Bosco Prep. Boy, do they keep rolling along. 45-0 over Paramus Catholic. How about Riverdale? 19-14 over Ridgefield Park. Lenny Smith had an interception to preserve that win at the end of the game. Those two teams could still meet again in the playoffs. Pompton Lakes might have snuck into the playoffs with a win tonight. They have earned their way in, quite possibly. 48-28 over New Milford. Wall remains undefeated. 54-35 over Toms River South. Woodbridge beating Edison 34-7, but based on those power points, it might not be enough to get Woodbridge into the playoffs. We'll find out how it all shakes out over the next week. Sayreville got more than it could bargain for against Old Bridge 33-21. Butler defeats Kinnelon 32-17. Phillipsburg with a bounce-back win 28-14 over Hillsborough. Ramsey wins in the final seconds, a big win for the Rams as they defeat Westwood 27-24. And speaking of big wins, how about St. John Vianney? 40-16 over Marlborough as the Lancers pick up their second win of the season. Speaking of St. John Vianney, the cheerleaders were outstanding tonight. Thanks to Jill, thanks to Jane as well, and thank you for watching Friday Night Football. See you next week.